looks so much easier just to wave at him.
It is. I know. It's weird. Hi, baby. You can't hear me. It's weird. Hi. Hello.
Oh my god.
It's
Pretty
cute.
nose.
It's cute. I can't stop it.
You just messed up the camera.
I know, but it doesn't matter. It's cute. Hi, everybody. For those who weren't aware before, Lute does seem deaf. And Storm was just saying it's weird how easy it is to get him to come somewhere just by going. Because before we were like, Lute, come here, Lute. Like it wouldn't matter. Hi. Now if we want his attention and he falls asleep on the tower, we just tap the tower and he feels it all the way up. He goes, what? He's like super attentive now. It's weird that he actually cares so much, even though he seems like he's just a big doofus. Yes. Yes, you big doofus. Yeah. Hello.
They cannot see that.
Huh?
They cannot see that.
Well, that's okay. They heard me acting like a moron.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get a wider angle on this.
You are going to drop the camera out of there again.
Again, yeah, that's true.
No.
I guess that's good for now. You are my favorite cat with a tie. You're correct. Yeah, hi. So, I think this is weird, but like, does anybody hear my fan? It's on super loud. This is probably the witch. Adjust appropriately. Okay, cool. That's great. And dude, man, you should probably get that looked at if you really can't hear anything. Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't for you. It's a bottle of fizzy stuff that makes you go and then run. Oh, the Fusion is interesting. I mean, like, I already had it. I downloaded the book already. I looked at the Fusion, and I think I don't know where it fits in a campaign. Were you suggesting using it for this new character, or like to make a Captain Planet? Because you posted it right after the Captain Planet image. I wasn't really sure. For those of you who aren't aware, Fusion is something that was released by, I want to call them Battle Beasts, Battle Zoo. And it is a way to create a Hydra, Cerberus, or two-headed giant, combining multiple characters into one. I see your point. It's sort of monstrous, and therefore it is inhuman, and that's the purpose of this group. So yeah, it does fit. Zarquan, you can't link that in chat, can you? I don't think you can. I don't think I can link anything in chat. Well, those that are interested, go to the Discord, and in the helpful documents, the CCC section, the most recent post, I think, is the link for Fusions. So you can download the book right there. Because it's not accessible on the internet. We might be talking about it. In fact, I should probably download it on this computer too. And apparently I'm talking enough. I'm talking fast enough. I think the Tylenol hit. I have sore upper limbs from my physical therapist. So like before I came in here, I was like, ow, 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 ow. Like it hurt to shave, hurt to sit, hurt to drink. So I'm better now. I took 1,300 milligrams of Tylenol. What? Yeah, it does come with Foundry and Path Builder integrations as well. And instructions on how to do that, which is interesting and good. Like everybody should do that. Hi, baby. you guys that are already here in chat already know, but this is Ghast, the undead kitty named for the Minecraft fireball thrower. Hi. It's okay. Who are you? What do you do?
Some sort of trash behind you.
Oh, fuck.
Because you're right directly behind the chair. You have to do it.
Great. That's great. Well, I guess he'll just have fun with the trash. So this is how we ended last time, which is what I am, which is what I'm creating the sloth character off of. I know it's a lot on there, but I'm going to delete all the stuff that applied to the sloth so we can start over with the other ideas that we also had, like the sprite and Yaogwai stuff. Hi. Yeah. Campfire Chronicler, Psychic Archetype, because the sloth needs to be able to get around, so they're going to teleport. Campfire Chronicler, because they have the best stories. They just take 4 hours to tell. Magic Carpet was their friend. Palatine Detective. I love whiteboards. Like, I really love whiteboards. I have a giant one in the bedroom. Actually, I have 2 in the bedroom. If anybody is like worried about this being deleted, which you probably aren't, I took a picture of it. So if you want to see it, I have it to post.
Loot. You can't hear me.
Yeah, why are you yelling at Loot? It's not going to help. You need to touch him or throw something. Hi. You know what? Maybe it would help if you had a laser pointer, because that's going to get his attention.
Yeah.
And he can see it. He pays attention with his eyes really well. So this is all that I have from our ideas that we did not use last time. Yaogwai Starlit Sentinel, Sprite, Martial character, Spirit Warrior. So we are starting from that vantage point. We already have, it's now confirmed by the character sheet that I finished, so you can view it in Discord if you want. The a naughty swashbuckler is the heart for a couple of reasons, but primarily they're really good with charisma, diplomacy, and they have 2 separate abilities to remove fear from people. And just their general personality. Like it just worked out that way. They care about people a lot. So we have a heart. We just built the smart guy, the sloth. So for the 5-man band, we're looking for the strong guy, or rather the big guy, which I think is going to be the tiny cat, because they turn into the big guy. I should catch up on these. Oh, Vanessa. It's not a bad thing. Get your tail out of my ear. Oh, you're weird, man. What? Hi. And also for those joining later, this is Loot. He's the big toothless deaf kitty. Why, he is. He's like disability on top of disability. He's heavy. Have you lifted him lately?
I guess he put on some more weight.
Yes. We were trying to beef him up since the surgery because he wasn't eating before that. Yeah, he's hefty now. He's got muscle on him. He's doing well. Thank you, everybody who helped. Yeah, hello, baby. Can you please not do that? Thank you. Flying kitty. What was I saying? Oh, big guy is the little kitty because they turn into a wrestler and their strength is +4, which is funny as hell. So I think we already have the group within the group finished, which is always the big guy, smart guy, and heart. And then we need the 2 others that are sort of flexible. It's just a leader and the foil for the leader. So like the inverse or opposite of the leader that is the Lancer. So they're second in command, Lieutenant Dragon, if they end up a villain. I love that that's a nickname for the Lancer for the villain side, the Dragon. I guess we can make him an actual dragon. So today we're going to be making either a leader or the leader's counterpart. that like works well with the leader. Oh, the first 2 character sheets are done. You can download them on Discord for Mittens the Muchador. His name's a lot longer than that. You'll have to download it. The font got kind of small because I put a lot of names in there. You know that light's off still, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Do I need to mess with it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Probably. So you can download Mittens and you can download the Swashbuckler. We didn't really have a name for her, so I named her the Emancipator. I don't know. Just came to mind. That's on?
That is on.
That is not on. Are you sure that's on? There's nothing coming out of that thing. All right, well, it's on. And also, I didn't have a name for the sloth detective. So I named him Jeffro P. Slothington. Throw names at me if you have them. Yes, his brain works so fast. I guess I could just name him Flash. It works because it's Utopia. Charisma focus spells are great for a leader. You're right. And Starlit Sentinel just screams leader. So Starlit Sentinel works as like a theme in general. And I know it's an archetype too. Yeah, of course. But Starlit Sentinel, their archetype sort of screams out a theme because everybody's seen Sailor Moon, right? Just me. I actually felt embarrassed as a boy watching Sailor Moon. Like I never told any of my friends. I was like, they're going to think I'm gay or just laugh at me. But like I said like 2 times ago, Starlit Sentinel is an archetype. So what's the class? And it screams champion to me if we're making a leader. But it doesn't have to be. Moon Prism Power Makeup! Their names for spells are amazing. And Masks, the role-playing game, which is built on the engine of Powered by the Apocalypse, also sometimes at least uses the naming your powers thing. It's very anime. Yeah, I usually watch Pokemon too. I didn't ever watch Dragon Ball Z. I think I didn't understand. I was like, they're just like yelling and punching stuff. Okay, he's punching stuff harder now. I don't what's happening. I need a story. I've always been that way. Who's the blaster or ranged? Good question. Nobody. Technically, the kitty has a cantrip that they could throw. But so what? They're gonna be a bear wrestling people all the time. So yeah, we don't have a blaster or ranged. Sure, Starlit Span Mega, Starlit Sentinel. That could be either leader or Lancer. You like Brag and Drawl Z, but when a single fight lasts for a whole season, I fast. That happened? No! That really happened? Oh, God. Maybe that's why I was bored. Like, okay, they're flying through the air, and then they fall into the earth and make a crater again. What? Okay, Lute's still doofy. He's mesmerized by the reflection of himself in the table right now. I suggest a blaster and maybe a witch. Sils. Witch. Sils? What's SLS? Oh, Starlit Sentinel. Okay. There were episodes where, yeah, sorry, Zarquan, dumb. There were episodes where I think that the Witch SLS messed with my Path of Exile patterns, and I was like, SRS? SLS? What are you talking about? There are episodes where a guy just yells nonstop as he charges up his power while his buddies trash talk the baddies. Yeah, that's boring. I don't like just punchy shows. I don't understand the appeal, I think. Our leader should be a healer / blaster. I say Sorcerer, Starlight, Sentinel, go full blasting. Well, I mean, you could, but like there are a lot of different ways that you could be blasting and Starlight Sentinel. You could just have 3 focus points, Starlight Sentinel. Yeah, Starlight Span, Starlight Sentinel. Sorry, Starlight Sentinel. And be blasting. Like the fights don't last for a full minute. So being able to like blast for 3 turns is probably fine. So you don't necessarily need to go Sorcerer. You can, but any caster would work, and any non-caster would probably work too, as long as they use Charisma. Storm's just taking pictures of kitties. Sorcerer gets better blaster type focus spells. There's a question mark. Do they? Like Psychic gets the best focus spells for a variety of purposes, I think including blasting. And they can modify them. They're just really good. They do tons of fucking damage. Like Telekinetic Object does like 1d6 per level. Not rank, level of the character. You can't tell me reflavor big nature spells into big anime attacks wouldn't be fun though. Yeah. Starlight Sentinel should be a Marshal, and Megas can dump int. I guess you could dump intelligence if your Starlight Sentinel spells are based off of charisma, as long as you're not using any offensive Megas spells. Or are you saying that they should be some other Marshal besides Megas? The Elemental gets some strong blasting. They get one that is 1 action. Cool. So does Psychic. Psychic gets the best, but between Witch and Sorcerer. Starlit Span, Starlit Sentinel with Strength and Charisma, sorry, as primary and secondary. Oh, I see your point. Yeah, because you don't, as long as you don't force your enemy to make saving throws based on intelligence, it's all good. Everyone in the group is a Marshal, though. I think Starlit Sentinel lets you do ranged attacks with Strength. I don't think so. I think it's just a ranged attack. Let's look up Starlit Span. Hi. I can only use 1 hand because I have to pet a kitty. It's important. Ranged weapon or ranged unarmed. Doesn't do anything about strength, including in your ranged, so you have to choose your ranged weapon carefully if you're going to be using strength. The automaton, the blast beams, the fire eyes, you don't add any stat to that, do you? I think it's just a d4. Oh, really? I didn't realize you were talking Starlight Sentinel. I saw Starlit, and I'm like, oh, Starlit Span. Sorry, I auto-completed it. It's annoying when people do that. I'm sorry I did that. Starlight Sentinel, I don't have open. And we can do the custom Yaoguai heritage with Sprite if we want, or with something else, or just Yaoguai. Hi, yeah, I know you're here. Starlight, star bright, the first I see tonight. Yes, I'm weird. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Oh no, it is starlit. Then was it? Are they both starlit? Oh my god, now I'm confused. Yes, they're both starlit. Okay. Yes. Jake is unconfused now. Yeah. While you're in Sentinel form, your transform weapon shines with Starlight and gains a +1 status bonus to damage rolls with the weapon. You can fling bolts of Starlight with your weapon with a strike action using your melee attack modifier with a weapon. It's 1d4 force, range 60 feet, so that's melee, so that's strength. That's so cool. Yeah, all right. That's interesting mechanics. I'm good with doing a Starlit Span, Starlit, Sentinel, Starlit character of some sort. I guess the Starlit Span isn't essential then. Was that in the camera? Oh, you just wanted to take a picture. She's busy taking kitty pictures today. Oh, you're correct, sir. It's not using strength for damage. Bummer. Bummer. It does very little damage, too. It's 1d4 force. Ooh. Yeah. That is not much damage in the slightest. And it has to be weapon. So unarmed attacks are out. I don't know. Do Starlit Span and Starlit Sentinel even work together well? I think they might not. Well, yeah, Starlit Span allows you to deliver spells through that force bolt attack, so it would work. Yeah, fine. If it's a spell strike. Oh, but then it does count as a ranged weapon attack, right? From your weapon with a strike action, melee attack modifier. It's a range, so it must be a ranged attack. You can make a ranged weapon or ranged unarmed strike. It's a ranged attack. Close enough. So that makes sense that you could use Spell Strike with the Starlit Sentinel's Force Bolts. But then what is Starlit Span giving you? I guess it's giving you offensive spells and some versatility. Okay. But Spell Strike is perfect for delivering a Spell Strike when no one is in range. Can they be covered in barnacles and starfish? Hee, that would be cool. Scaredy Zark1 is not saying your idea is not really cool. He's responding to Vanessa. Just so you know, your idea is cool. Why barnacles and starfish? Are we doing an undead pirate theme? Well, we have a swashbuckler on a pirate ship already. So that'd be funny if this character were like water-based, because the swashbuckler is air-based, and we could change the sloth to earth-based, and then we just need a fire, and we have Captain Planet's team. I already considered making the sloth have Aureate abilities because moving really slowly, it just seems to fit. Like, he can't get food very easily, so he'll just eat dirt. Yeah, I agree, Vanessa. Starlit Span can spell strike with both melee and ranged weapons. The weapon flings bolts of starlight, so it'd be like a spell carrying a spell instead of an object carrying a spell. Well, yeah, but it says that you make them as strikes, not spell attack rolls. And it says it's from your weapon, even though it doesn't say it is a weapon. It also doesn't say it's a spell. It's a strike. I'm going to say it's a weapon attack because it's not a spell attack. And it says using your melee attack modifier, and they are flung from your weapon. And they're affected by weapon runes, even. I mean, this is a weapon attack. It would be like a spell carrying a spell, though, if that was your point. I should finish my coffee. I don't have enough energy. That was a lot of heavy whipping cream. Skeleton that uses an anchor to transform. The anchor is like a two-headed weapon. Great club if it's a short, or if it's a sharp and great sword. We don't really, just to be clear, we don't really have to decide that this is going to be a leader or a lancer. We can just like make the damn character freely with creativity and just see where it ends up, and just pick a role for them. We might need to modify a little bit at the end. So just like what would be fun, and what ancestry would be fun, because like let's just try to go with the Starlit Sentinel because they have the ability to attack at range and they have the ability to heal. Like, no matter what class they are, that is a useful archetype to move into. Plus, I like the feel. It's a fun magical girl transformation thing. And it's weird. But remember, we have to pick a non-humanoid, non-standard humanoid ancestry. And we still have to pick the class for certain. Yeah, we could choose Starlit Span Megas. To Zarquan's point, they're basically still a martial. Yeah, they have spells, but they're pretty much going to martial all the time, and their actions are really spoken for. So it might actually make for a better Starlit Sentinel to use their actions if we don't have the actions eaten up by recharging a spell strike as a Magus. And also bear in mind that at level 6, where we are stopping these builds so that they can all work together from a low level, we'll only have 2 feats. You don't need to go out there. Our gas knows how doors work. It's annoying. Anyway, so we'll have the Starlit Sentinel dedication and the Special Sentinel technique taken twice, because you can, for Luminous Stardust healing and Shining Starlight attack. So we'll have both of those, at least 2 focus points, just from the archetype, which is great from an archetype. But we're not going to be able to get any higher level Starlit Sentinel stuff. So yeah, other stuff that it has is cool, but we're not there yet. I want people to sign up to play these. God, that'd be fun and fucking strange. Mostly fucking strange, which is great. I just objected because they have the arcane and force traits instead of a weapon trait. Yeah, I agree with you, but this archetype is really not clearly using a weapon or a spell, like on purpose. I don't think it's been oh my god, errated either. Like otherwise it would be showing up in archives. So with all of the descriptors, I'm just going to say that it counts as a weapon attack because it's flying from your weapon, using your weapon's ability. It counts as a strike, and it adds your weapon runes. It's really close to being a weapon. I like the idea that Starless Sentinel was the transformation item of the previous Starless Sentinel. Sure. And that for that reason, Yaogwai works well. I still think Nature Sorcerer would fill the party well. Blast healing, lots of anime nonsense. I mean, yeah, Sorcerer works well with Charisma. which Starlit Sentinel needs. You can make a Yaogwai Ayuveran who has elf atavism for ancient elf to grab psychic for imaginary weapon at 6. Well, that is bullshit, Vanessa. Well done. Yeah. Good call. Good call on the bullshit. Good bullshitting. Yeah, that would totally work. Half Yaogwai, half elf to get ancient elf for psychic. Wow. Yeah, that works. That's a lot of fucking damage. Okay, so let's get away from mechanics. Because, yeah, we're delving deeply into mechanics. Or at least Vanessa and Sarquan are. And we can do bullshit with mechanics, but we need more theme. So, like, we need to figure out ancestry or class or whatever based on what would be interesting to play with the rest of this group of basically animals. So we have a cat, a spider, and a sloth. Yes, I'm asking for flavor. Flavor. Fish. Seriously, Scaredy? You went fish? Like the entire... Okay, fine. Fish. We'll go fish. This is silly. Can we do fish? I mean, I know we can with versatile heritage. That's not the point. You know what? There are actually a lot of fish ancestries. This is so silly. Athamaru, Azarketi, Awakened Fish. There's also a fish-headed sprite. This is awful. I don't even like fish. Merfolk. This is so stupid. Why are there so many fish ancestries? That's a frog. That's a monkey. That's a shadow. Spider, robot. Aminal. Tree dude. Monster, tree dude. Zebra eye person. Midget rhinoceros. Plushie. Wannabe minotaur. Porcupine person. Dogface. Skeleton. Sprite, Strix, Circe, Vishkanya, Yaksha, Yaogwai. I guess there could also be a Yaogwai fish. Why are there so many fish options? Well, we don't need these. Okay, so do we want stinky fish? Fish that can't turn into people? Rebellious fish? Fish-headed sprite? An awakened fish? I can't believe we're doing this. Or used to be a fish, now I'm a person. Because they used to be a fish, now I'm a person, can take fishy abilities. Take a look inside this fishy head. Smelly fish. Yeah, we could do smelly fish. They need an underwater app to let people use some of these. Yeah, that's true. Underwater AP to let people use some of these. Sure. But we can also fudge it a little. If they're going to be 6th level, we can say that they have certain accoutrements that would allow them to continue to play as a person, like a fishbowl wheelchair. Smelly fish starlet transform. Yeah, we could do a dolphin. Oh, dolphins aren't fish, dude, man. Come on, get with the program. They're mammals. Hello. I don't know Zora from Zelda. What is Zora? Put an image in Discord, maybe? So I know what the hell you're talking about? Azarketi are humanoid fish. Yeah. Make them a Yaogwai who looks like Zora from Legend of Zelda. Or Kalo. I don't know those. A friendly dolphin starlet sentinel. Well, the dolphin is still cute. But we have ancestries that aren't awakened animals. And we've already used 2 awakened animals because I don't know of any other way to make a sloth. I just don't. What's a Kalo? Oh. That's right. It's in the Galaxy Guide, which is not on this computer. Callo, a graceful aquatic humanoid from Callo Mahoe, a watery moon orbiting who cares, doesn't matter. An average Callo is both athletic and creative, and most are known for their outrageous but practical fashions. Yeah, we have Starfinder fish people. Went back in time and said, you know what? Humans are going to fuck up the planet. I'm going to side with these animals who are trying to kill all the humans, and destroy all the towns, and return everything back to nature because it's the only way they're gonna fucking survive. Because humans are stupid. Long A. Okay, low. It looks like it's supposed to be Hawaiian. Fuck if I know. Okay, thank you, Vanessa. Checking Discord. Checking Discord. YouTube in your comments. Oh my god, that's a really pretty picture of Loot. He's purple. That's so cute. Sorry, that was Storm. Zora? Oh, those are fish people. Oh. I didn't know. I mean, they're still not familiar to me, but they look cool. Elemental Toss. Yeah. Oh, Vanessa, I didn't check your home. Weird shit. Welcome to Weird Shit Alley. They're so cute. And why are they putting boobs on fish? They're fish. Why do they have boobs? Yes, pectoral muscles, sure, but boobs and dresses to cover boobs? Why? Sorry, this annoys me. Like lizards with boobs. What the fuck was the point of that? Yeah, stupid humans stole our carpet. Fuck it, let's do this. Let's dive deeply into fish because I never have and I don't like fish, so I probably never will unless I have help with it. So what fish are we going with? We want to do stinky fish or you know what? What's the feel of our fish person? We need like theme, flavor, story, and then we can pick the ancestry because we can even mix and match ancestries if we want to. And versatile heritage of Undyne can give us all watery flavors that we want. Yes, dude, man. Yes. Simpatico. I drank all my coffee and now there's no more coffee. There's still creamer. No more coffee. Maybe if they stinky, they can make enemies sickened. It could be some really bad BO, I guess. Maybe we should make a fish person with really big boobs because they got implants. It's like the first time it'll make sense. And like they're trying to use charisma to manipulate people because they have boobs. So now they try to manipulate all the men and then eat them. I like this. And that would fit with a Thamaru because they have fucking frightening sharp teeth. Ew, fish hook stuck in the mouth. Ew. Oh. What's the Starless Sentinel? Was the familiar of the previous Starless Sentinel? Well, we can still do that. Fine. But that's still talking about Starlit Sentinel. And like, give me more. I guess I'm not saying don't go down that path. Just give me more. Like, what would the familiar have been? A fish in a fishbowl, and his name was Goldie, and he was jealous of everyone else getting shiny things and wanted more shiny things. And so through sheer anger, and they were blessed by the constellation of the fish dragon, they became a person so that they could collect shinies. Yes, we need. Oh my god, we need a fish person with implants and name them Booby Twap. I see no reason not to do this. Hi, yeah, I know, baby. I'm starving for pets. I need pets. I need pets. This cat is so annoying because he doesn't care about food. He doesn't care about shelter. He doesn't care about water. He doesn't care about toys. He just wants pets. And if you don't constantly give them to him, he just goes.
Just
Yeah,
like
you.
a ghast.
Yeah. Oh, anglerfish hypnotizer. There is an thumbaroo that has the little dangly thing. I don't know if it does hypnotize people. Let's look up a thumbaroo. Is it a thumbaroo? Maybe it's not a thumbaroo. Which one am I talking about? I'm talking about the smelly one. I think it's a thumbaroo. Yeah, it's a thumbaroo. Yes, it's a thumbaroo. Maybe it's a heritage. I think it's probably a heritage. Which one has the angler thingy? Coral, hopeful, kaleidoscopic, quilled. Okay, maybe not. Damn it. Maybe there's a feat for the angler thing? Yeah, hi. Okay, there's got to be something that has that. I swear to you, I thought there was something that had the little dangly thing. Is it a merfolk? Let's look up merfolk. Maybe it's not, because it's not a thumbaroo.
Like an anglerfish?
Yeah, like an anglerfish. And a thumbaroo don't have it. And
Yeah, I thought I remember something had that.
there's a goddamn cat on my mouse. As Arcady wouldn't. Let's look at merfolk. It might be them. See, even Storm remembers, and Storm just remembers what I say. Abyssal. I think it's the abyssal merfolk. Your fishtail might resemble a viperfish or anglerfish, and you might have luminous eyes or translucent skin. Abyssal merfolk have an uncanny reputation, but they can exist in even the most lightless realms. You gain dark vision, blah, blah, blah. You don't get the little dangly thing. But is there a feat to get it? Oh, God, stop bumping the mouse! Ocean's bite, sea songs, swimmers, guys, fish blood is a healing flesh. Strong tail, ill touch, short gift, no, they don't. Fuckers. You can be an anglerfish, but you don't get the little dangly thing that hypnotizes people. Is there an ancestry that hypnotizes people? We need to be that. We can mix it. What ancestry is there that can dazzle people? Okay, so I know that there is a gnome ancestry, and a gnome heritage, I should say, that lets you dazzle people. But is there one that lets you charm? Okay, so I guess, yeah, okay. All right. I know this is silly, but I would probably mix an Athamaru and just have them come from the deep with a Dampier so that they get the ability to charm. And then just say it's the dangly thing that charms them. And then I would have them implant boobs. Getting revenge for their previous partner. Someone killed the previous Starlit Sentinel, so their power passed to their familiar who became a Yogwai. Sure, but what was the familiar? It's called a lure. It is called a lure. It might be a graft. You're right, Zarquan. I bet he'll find it before I do.
Yeah, probably.
No, dude, man, I think he's talking about a graft as the anglerfish thing, not boobs. I don't think.
Well, that's probably a graft too.
It probably is a. Ew, from what?
A fish?
So it's like a blue scale fish person with giant pink boobs. You can always spot him in a crowd. Alluring lantern. Alluring lantern. Is that a graft? It is an equipment piece. Yes. Yes, it's item 8. Fuck. Still, we can go for it. You can get items ahead of time as long as your GM's okay with it. Raise lure. Yeah. Why isn't there a fish? Okay, so there's like 4 fish ancestries and none of them can get the alluring lantern. They have to be 8th level. Why? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? All right, fine. We're aiming for the alluring lantern. We can't get it at the beginning, but we can look like we do. Item level only matters for the place you're in, not your level. Yeah. The familiar is a pet fishy. What is the benefit of, or story benefit, I should say, or mechanical benefit, any benefit of taking Yaoguai over a fishy ancestry? Because Yaoguais have cool feats, sure, but the Athamarus have like weirdly flavored feats, like sharp bites and stinky smells that are defensive. And merfolk can charm people. Where am I in merfolk right now? Where the hell am I? I'm in merfolk. Trying to get out of merfolk. Going back to Athamaru. I don't really want a merfolk only because they have to have their tail. And so they can't move unless you take a feat. Sucks. Just gives you less flexibility. Athamaru have feet, and they're fish. Pheromonal message. Oh, this works for like. Oh, that's right. They communicate with pheromones. This isn't a horny thing. I kind of like the idea of our fish person getting breast implants to capture males of whatever humanoid species and eat them, and using pheromonal messages to communicate. What? It's not fucked up. Maybe a little. So level 1 character can have a level 12 item if there's a good reason, yeah. But we can make it one. Yes. Used to be a fish, now I'm a person. Yaguai has a transformation like Starlit Sentinel, transformations upon transformations. Well, yeah, but if you have a Sentinel if you have a Starlit Sentinel transformation, you don't necessarily need a Yaguai transformation, but still the Yaguai should not be the main part because we can blend in Yaguai with whatever else. So I guess I want to know what we want our fish personality to do. Like, what do we want this person to be like? We've just gone over mechanics and abilities and shit and lore of their origins, but what's their personality? What is their story? Dude Man suggested the pirate anchor thing, and Vanessa suggested the fish from previous life came forward and became a humanoid. It does sound like a Tanuki, yeah. Transformation upon transformation. Like, why does this fishy person exist? What is their goal in life? What has happened to them that's bad? What do they want to make a difference in? I came up with the idea of the fish person with implants because it attracts males and then they just eat them, which I think is funny. But I'm betting no one else would actually want that in their character, just me. Well, sure, they could have been made by. Okay, but we need to go a step deeper, a step further. Like, sure. Oh, yeah, the Mighty Sea Dragon ate their kin. That's a good reason to go do stuff. Get justice for the previous Starlit Sentinel who was murdered. Okay, but that's still tying things in a loop to the archetype. We need to go in different directions, and then we can loop them together later if we want to. But we need more variety because people aren't that simple. And this is a person. We're crafting an individual. We're creating a new life. There should have been thunder right then. The weather isn't cooperating with me. The wizard was trying to make a mermaid using graphs. The fish wants revenge. That's funny. What? No. I mean, this group is already like, all right, we need to return the world to nature. How do we do that? Well, humans are a problem. Okay, so we'll stop humans. They might end up killing a few, or that's probably not their main purpose. This isn't necessarily an evil group. This is a nature loving group. Nature is kind and cruel. It's just nature. So, yeah, they might eat some people. They might save some people. The point is that they stop people from using nature and they like tear down developed, engineered, polluting cities. What's the main class? Well, Zarquan, there's some debate over that. There's still so many options we could go with. I guess we could still go champion, but we have Magus on the table and Sorcerer. Sorcerer sounds like fun because you're embodied with magic. It lots of options for lobbing spells, so we have finally a ranged person because we haven't yet. It's also kind of amusing that a fish is the ranged person. That's really not what fish do. And if we're going with something that is like imbued with magic or pure magic, it makes sense to have them embody magic even more. Like the Starlit Sentinel is a force beyond this realm imbued you with magic. The Yaogwai is you are a thing imbued with magic and then you became a humanoid. The Sorcerer is magic is part of your DNA or your spirit. I like combining all of those. It's magic inside you. We're stuffing the Oreo cookie with more magic. Thank you for the fish fact, Vanessa. Oh, Exemplar is even more magic inside you or divine inside you. We really don't have a ranged person. Like, we have people that are capable of range, but not really. Like, throwing your sword isn't the same thing as you can do ranged stuff. So it probably should be somebody who can do ranged. Yes, exemplars can. Yes, sorcerers can. Yes, witches can. I know that doesn't help anything. I'm just saying ranged should be something we're looking at and probably leaning toward. Okay, so exemplar, sorcerer, witch, they all work. Because witch can be anything and they can do range too. But they're not charisma based. Wait, is Starless Sentinel actually charisma based? I mean, I guess you said so, Vanessa. I just didn't read anything that is charisma based. Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a real fight. She is the one named Sailor Moon. The default is charisma. Oh, it says it's charisma. Okay, so the only reason that charisma matters for this character is the Shining Starlight attack focus spell. Yeah, that's the spell DC. Yeah, the Luminous Stardust healing doesn't matter for charisma. The attack matters for charisma. Okay, so probably Witch is not the best choice. So Exemplar and Sorcerer work. What else would be charisma based? Ugh. Oracles. Yeah. I mean, that's an option. Champions, technically. Psychics. Okay, good point, Vanessa, but that's just like doesn't come up much. People don't use possession. I use possession, and it's even hard for me. Oh, Bard. Yeah. Bard sings the songs of the sea. Oh, so much Little Mermaid coming out. That sounded awful. I didn't mean like I'm pooping mermaids or something. Bard. I personally don't like bards. I'm not going to say don't choose a bard. If we were going with just what I want, everything would be witches. So we're not doing that. Yeah, sea shanties, bard works. Sea shanties, starlet. That was funny. Partly because it confused me. Yeah, Summoner's an option too. Summoner would be fine with Starless Sentinel. I was just thinking about the action usage. I'm getting some like passion here for bards. Okay, I guess I should like have votes. I need votes. I need votes because I don't know what to do because I don't like bards. Bard. Summoner. Sorcerer. Exemplar. Did I miss one? Bard, Sorcerer, Summoner, Exemplar. These are the charisma-focused things that cast spells that it can do ranged. Yeah, Magus would work, but it doesn't dovetail as well as the others. All right, I'll put number 5 for Magus. Just because I think it won't win the votes doesn't mean I shouldn't put it on the page. All right, I need to make this a little bit more visible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what is our fishy person? Ah! Motherfucker, where the hell is my stream? Okay. What is our fishy person going to be doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm really bad at this. Can you tell I don't do live streams much? Like where I'm talking to you? So, Bard, Summoner, Sorcerer, Exemplar, Magus. If I had to vote, it would be not 1. Sorry. I think I'd probably vote Summoner just because you can pack more flavor into having a second creature. That's all. Sorcerer can do the same thing by having a pet, a familiar. All right. So our fishy person is going to be on land for some reason. And I guess I'd like to go with Amaru just because they're fucking weird. But we don't really have to. It's just a fishy person of some sort. But I would really like to stay away from Awakened Animal if we can, because we already have 2. And there's so many other fish options. As Arceti are kind of boring in their feats, and they don't have as many as the later books. So if Amaru just has more feats. But double starlet. I know, but it's just a word pun. Doesn't necessarily work well. It's cute and funny, but would it work as a person? Yeah, this is tough. I agree. Okay, so I see 2 or 3, 5, 3, 3. 2 or 3, 5, 3, 3. So Sorcerer is winning. And I suppose my vote for 2, I'm just going to put it in there because that's what I would say. But that doesn't mean that 2 wins. 3 is still ahead by 1 vote. Storm, what do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? I'm just fucking with Storm. She doesn't know the system at all. Bard, Summoner, Sorcerer, Exemplar, or Magus? Amuru. I like Amuru. It's more fun to say. Athamaru isn't as fun as Amuru. It just isn't. Try it. Oh, there's also Psychic. I left Psychic out. I'd rather not go Psychic, though, because Psychic as a main class doesn't feel like it fits this character because of the subconscious mind. It doesn't seem to fit into this character at all. The mission, the origins, the flavor of fish. Tiebreaker. God damn it, Scaredy. You had to vote 2. Okay, so now we need a tiebreaker between 2 and 3. Motherfucker. And it shouldn't just be random either. It should be like what is going to. Okay, so maybe people should like pitch their ideas for Summoner versus Sorcerer. For Summoner, I say the idea is that like the Yaoi fish person became a person instead of a fish, and then their summoner pet is their dead friend. Yeah, kind of boring. Or it could be that it's a fish dragon because that's more in touch with the sea. Dude, Matt, you already voted 3. Zarquan, are you changing your vote then? Scary and I are curious. Zarquan. Oh, okay. He's changing his vote to 3. We're going sorcerer. No turning back. We're on the fast track now. Sorcerer. Okay, so fish. All right, so what do fish people... How would a fish relate to mouth breathers? They probably wouldn't understand them in the slightest. Unfortunately, a lot of the fish ancestry abilities work better in water. So we might be blending ancestries anyway, like blending Yaogwai and Merfolk or Athamaru. Sorry, I got stuck on Yaksha. Yaksha is not this character. It doesn't fit. No, sir, I do not mean that. Because as you see, if you are not voting number 2 anymore because you make them all the time, then you are instead voting number 3, which would be a sorcerer. Is that correct? You withdraw your vote of 2, therefore reducing the summoner votes? Oh my god, Dark One, are you voting for sorcerer or summoner? I don't care. It's totally a dangly thing. Like the thing in the back of your throat, it's not a uvula, it's a dangly thing. Jake.exe is buffering. Oh, okay. I was just paused there for a moment, so I wasn't sure if that's what you were talking about. Okay. Thank you, Vanessa. Summoner. Okay. So summoner, not sorcerer. Cool. So what's the summoner pet? Here's where we can get some real story in. Because remember, there's going to be interactions between the two. And yes, they share a mind as far as instructions and communication, but that doesn't mean they're the same person. They're not. They're different people. Summoner. Okay. We go summoner. Everything else is getting deleted. Deleted. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to write in a couple more details that we have. Oops. Sorry, that was loud. What's the dangly thing called? Alluring lantern? Alluring something or other. I picture this person being pissed off at even creatures that act like humanoids but aren't humanoids. Like pissed off at merfolk for building bigger and better cities and bigger and better voyaging machines, vessels. I totally picture this group like blowing up submarines. I know, wrong era, but it's still funny. The fish could summon a Cthulhu type thing. Maybe it's just their bottled rage. Okay, so fish woman with a luring lantern, summoner. Until somebody says something different, I'm going to Thamaru because they have the largest suite of fish person feats. So more options is more better. And that doesn't mean we're not going Yao Guai. That's fine. We're doing a Thamaru Yao Guai. I like the idea of it being a fish that lived with us for a while and then became a real person, sort of pairing with Mittens, who was a cat and then through the magic of nature just became a smarter cat, didn't become a humanoid. So like they sort of have the same origins but different stories to tell. It's interesting. It shows that they're friends, or that they at least are they're contemporaries. They can see eye to eye. So I like that. So I still want to dip into the Ethamaru abilities. So let's say that it was like a not a lamprey. What the hell are those? Anglerfish. It was either an anglerfish or an eel that was in the fish bowl inside the magician's tower or college or something. Atlanteans always disliked the land dwellers, indeed. Now I had a thought. What if the summon uses the summoner as a weapon? Like if it's an awakened tuna, the summon uses the summoner like a great club. That's fucked up. Yes! With the herring! And you must gather another shrubbery! And you can set it next to this one so we can get a two-layered effect with a little path running down the middle. A path, a path, a path! What? Monty Python, Holy Grail. Well, since the summoner is no, if it's a fish, they're not going to take on an object form. They would take a fish form. So they have this like fishy themed humanoid form. So they might have like gills and I don't know, what are parts of a fish that could show up as a humanoid, like growing out of your head or something? It can't be antlers or tree branches. Fins? Like maybe a frill running down the back of their head, or maybe on their necks? That'd be interesting. Okay, so yeah, let's pull from the Ethamaru feats, but it's a Yaoguai. That's an easier way to pinpoint the story. So it's a Yaoguai that used to be a fish. And Vanessa, you're the one that had the idea about the Yaoguai. Do you have a motivational standpoint for the Yaoguai? Besides my owner was killed, and besides my idea of I want Chinese? I mean, that could just be the idea. Yeah, Finn Mohawk. Finn Mohawk, like a total, yes, a whole full Mohawk. This is such a very bizarre character. I defy any of you to find a fish humanoid that is female that doesn't have boobs. I would love to see this. I just want to see this, please, somebody. Anyway, if it's a Yaoguai, we're not doing the boob implants because they're not a fish person. They were a fish and then they became a humanoid with fish traits. So the humanoid, I guess, mammalian nature takes over. So they have whatever their gender would have. Living up to the responsibility of the power they were given. I like that. Like how the dwarves dug too deep, the cats fished too deep. I'm just picturing the cat chasing the fish person. Or like when in their off time, the Mittens is just like sitting closer and closer and closer to the fish person and just like occasionally licks them. Like, oh, I'm just cleaning you. You taste really good. You know that? Okay. So uh so we'll pull from the ephemeral list as well, but we'll look at just Yaogwai as the ancestry. And the goal here is main driving theme responsibility, and that kind of makes naturally a leader. I cannot write. That's an M instead of an O. Responsibility. Jesus. Power. Okay, but we still need their summoner pet. It could be a ball of water. It could be a dragon, like an aquatic dragon, because that would be very impressive. And they also have the same symbol marked on themselves and their summoned pet. So that could go along with the theme. Like they have a glowing spiral on their foreheads, and so does the pet or something like that. It'd be interesting if the pet were just an elemental, like it's made of wind and water. Or I suppose it could be undersea rocks. Or it could just be a giant fish tooth. Or, yeah, the spirit of their old friend that owned them. Maybe they didn't even mean to bring them back from the dead. It's just like when they gained the power to become a humanoid, the spirit of the person that previously owned them was bound to their soul. And so they accidentally summoned them. And that person is really pissed off, but they can't be released until the fish character dies. Scaredy. I'm sorry. She said, whoa, I tried, but too many questionable images popped up. Yeah, the fish dragon is just so iconic and easy to find images of, but also fucking frightening. Plus, I think the dragon is easier to relate to because it has a face, and we can imagine that it has a personality, more so than a wave or a sphere of water. All right, let's go with water dragon. Hi. Then what companion would a water dragon be? Or sorry, what eidolon would a water dragon be? There is a dragon, isn't there? There's also a beast. There's an elemental. What if the ghost isn't pissed and willingly gave their life for their familiar? Okay, but then what's the dynamic of them staying around? We still need personality. The pissed was just a way to create a dynamic of some sort. Because if it's just, oh, I love my pet fish, is boring. There should be something there. We could even do both. Like the spirit of my previous friend is in the body of this dragon now. Something that happened in Mage the Awakening a lot is that people who died, their spirits moved on to supernatural realms and they became supernatural entities, like a dragon. Best friends buddy duo with like nothing to work out. It's a boring story, dude. Conflict makes story. I'm not saying they have to be at odds with each other, but they together then would have to struggle for something. So then, like, the two of them are struggling to find their place in the world, I suppose, but like for some reason, like it can be something as silly as they're afraid of rocks because they love the ocean, and so everything that's stable just freaks them out. So they try to melt down or destroy any rocks they find. It's a mission. It's a purpose. Yes, it's madness, but it's something they're doing together. And if the ghost isn't pissed and willingly gave their life for their familiar, then it could be like in the shape of a dragon, but it would actually be the devotion undead, devotion spirit. Maybe they're struggling to live up to the power of their previous dynamic. The dragon is a group symbol, like by your powers combined, I am Captain Dragon. Maybe they're struggling to live up to the power of their previous dynamic. What previous dynamic? What power? More words. Oh, I see. So like the ghost is trying to gain more power because they feel as though they lost everything when they died. Sure. Although if it's a buddy dynamic, they might be trying to gain the power for their friend or be saying that they are, but it's really for themselves. It's their own personal selfish drive. They're just offloading it to that person. Like, I'm doing this for you, even though they're really not. They just don't realize it at first. Because people displace things all the time. Maybe they could be on the mission to free all aquatic life kept in captivity. That's fun. That is the kind of mission, the kind of goal that is fun to work with. Like, it can be way the fuck over the top, and then they can eventually become buddy friends, a team. But people do things for reasons. So just like feeling like they were in a cage because they were a glass cage all their life because they were, and then just feeling great sympathy for all of the aquatic things that are kept in prisons. And then maybe that extends to terrestrial animals once they meet this group of animals that are trying to help the world. They're like, oh, you were kept in prison too. And then the cat's like, no, it was a school. I could go wherever I want to on the grounds. But you were still kept prisoner. No, I was like the friend of this wizard. She was great. I helped her a lot, but you had to be owned by her, right? Well, okay, technically I was given to her by ha ha. But at the same time they eat the fish they free. Oh, sure, they could be. Looking at Vanessa. Before the death, they were a high-level familiar focused character, so both the ex-familiar and ghosts were more powerful before. Okay, then that gets out of Yaogwai territory because that fish was a magical construct. It was a familiar, and it gained intelligence, sapience, as their friend advanced. And so it would feel more like a much more natural progression to become a humanoid instead of just shock, I'm an eel, and then I'm a humanoid. We could. There's less drama in it. It's not as intense. So I guess I need more drama if we're going that route. Like more conflict, more problems, more reasons to live. And like maybe they feel like they're shit now because they used to be so cool. Like maybe they took over the world and then they were cast down by heroes. And then they're like, God damn it, we used to be somebody. And they're just like angry at everybody because they lost their rightful place in the multiverse. So far, the most impactful explanation I've seen here is I want to free all creatures that have suffered like me. That is relatable for us as players, as humans, but it's also an understandable motivation to go out into the world and adventure, to go release all of the captive wet things. Let's free the wetness. Shut up. I said what I said. Free the fishes! They can still have, as part of their history, that they worked together, that they were familiars, or that the familiar was enhanced by the spirit of the now dead person. It's just not a motivation. It's a story. It's a history. It's a backstory. It's lore. It's a path of how they got here. It's not a reason to continue forward. For some reason, Keith Main, I always want to call you Riddler. Trickster is here. How did I open so many tab? What the hell? Close. I'm laughing at what Zarquin posted in the YouTube video comments. It's just silly. Where was I? General. Yeah. Okay. I think that to Vanessa's point, I think that the once familiar, now fish person turned humanoid main character. Hi. The fish Yaogwai, because we'll just go with that, fish Yaogwai. Hi. I was going to say fish woman, but it's a little bit different now. Hi. You can be over here. It's okay. We could say that, oh, that's why this fell down. This isn't against the bookshelf. And anyway, what the fuck was I going to say? God damn it. Oh, we could say that the main character, the character of this duo, the summoner, is a little bit more immature than the person who was an adult for all their life. Well, for all their life, was a humanoid for their life, and then died and came back because they just have more life experience. And so the summoner just has a simple goal of, like, I want to free the people that suffered like I did. That's a reactive, simple, survival level, understandable goal. And that's their goal. But the pet, the summonee, the summoning, the summoned, would be trying to encourage the fish Yaogwai to go out and acquire the safety and control and power and comfort that they once had, the status that they had, and trying to, like, teach the Yaogwai that matters in this world, and that they should go out and adventure and gain power and become as cool as they were before, or even better. So that is a cool dynamic that can be worked with. Not because they're against each other, but because one of them is clueless and immature and has this really pure goal and ideal, at least in their minds. And the other one has this really worldly view. It's sort of like mentor and hero. Like they are their own microcosm. Oh, thank you, Zarquan. I was wondering about that. Also, do you have a link to their Twitter page or something? Yeah, Twitter. Because I don't know anything about that person. I don't know what their art is like. Did you like it? Okay, so I'm rewriting this a little bit. So the fish wants to free my siblings. And the pet wants to return to glory And this is the beauty of a summoner. You have two separate stories in one character, and they play off each other. I really like summoners for this reason. Summoner playstyle, boring to me. Complicated. Not that fun. But I don't care when I'm making one because the story that you can evolve is so much deeper. It can be double the number of layers deep. So here's what I have so far. I just deleted and rewrote some stuff. I don't know why I have Yaguai on there twice. I'll erase one of them. Oh, and I gave, oh yeah, artist. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Force Ghost. Yes. It looked like AI art, but I'm not a great judge. Didn't give a Twitter or anything. Okay, well, I'll look them up later because I'm curious. It is so hard to read chat and hold this. Student and mentor, idealist and realist, bright eyes and worldly gaze. Yep. I can ask my wife to look at it. She's an artist and can pick out AI's slop very easily. My eyes are blurry. I'm not wearing my new glasses. I got new glasses. Yay. Because the other ones had a crack in them. All good. I just continue the DM. Direct message. Yes, the fish's goal is free the wetness. And we'll work toward the alluring lantern because it's cool. They might not want it anymore because they're Yaguai now and not a Thamaru, but it's still neat. Before the ghost died, he gave the "I'll be more powerful than you could imagine" speech. Then he only became mediocre. The ghost is mad. Probably. But the ghost is way more multi-layered. The pet is way more multi-layered than the character. And I like that. Because the main character is just like, I'm gonna save the world. And the ghost is like, do you know how yet? Maybe you should prepare first. We might need allies. Wee, wee, wee. I'm guessing that was Scaredy. I love you guys. I mean, he's technically immortal as a dead man. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I remember now. Yes. Thank you. John Panette? Panette, I think. I remember that delivery, that stand-up. Hi. Oh. Working with a deaf cat is also kind of weird because he doesn't understand anything I'm doing unless I'm touching him or he can see me. Like, he doesn't go by sound at all, only a little bit by vibration. So, like, most of the time, he's just sitting here and he doesn't receive attention I'm giving him unless, like, he can feel it on part of him. It's so weird. Oh, all right. So we have a summoner with a pet that I like the idea of it still being a dragonfish, just because that is how the mood or essence, the expectation of how the Yaogwai fish person would expect to see a powerful pet, but it's actually the spirit of their friend. I think that makes sense to me. It could still be the devotion phantom if you want, or it could be the dragon or beast. There's just a few different options that could fit this. And either way, you would get that class of spell. So this character really doesn't have a lot of blasting except for the Starlit Sentinel archetype. Interesting. We made a fish person. I, for some reason, envision a dragonfish to look similar to a lionfish. Wait, did I? Yeah, did do Summoner. Okay. So, Summoner has access to all the cantrips that everyone else does. Okay, fine. But they're not extra special at casting spells. They don't have faster spells. And they don't have a bonus to doing melee with their spells unless it's Ignition, which is weird. All right. So then how do we make a Summoner fish person Starlit Sentinel, better at blasting. This is weird. I could actually see this as the leader of the group because they are blindly hopeful. They charge off and people follow. They have a mission, man. That's fun. It's the innocent leader. That's cool. I like this. I, for some reason, envision a dragonfish to look similar to a lionfish. Scrolls. Oh, scrolls or a rifle. Yeah, sure. Starlit is the magic girl thing. Yes, yeah. No, but we do have the possibility of taking one other archetype. Summoner does require some feats to work well, but we could still shoehorn in either through ancestry shenanigans, like what Vanessa mentioned earlier, which is really clever. The Ayuvaran and Elf Atavism for Ancient Elf for Psychic, because then you get a really good blasting focus spell, and this character is going to have 2 focus spells without trying because of the archetype. So if they take any powerful focus spell, that's really good for them. I guess Cleric is also an option, but that would be run by Wisdom, not Charisma, which is absolutely not the direction this character's going. There's a gun witch. My knowledge of magical anime is limited, but most of them are blaster types. Technically, this character could be, because cantrips? But even without any focus spells, even without cantrips, because we're taking Starlit Sentinel, they still have the ranged option of the Force Bolts, which still has a really good range of 60 feet. Yes, it doesn't do much damage, which sucks. It will eventually be enhanced, but it's a single attack, ranged attack, and it's force, so it's not resisted ever, basically. I don't think there's anything that resists it. No, there probably is. I think there's actually some law-based extraplanar entities that resist force damage. Fine. Still, it's not going to come up much. Generally, you can only get Ancient Elf if it's already a long-lived ancestry, but up to you. Oh, yeah, huh? Yeah. Thaumaturge Wand does more damage. More damage than Psychic? Hooked Horror, but that's D&D, not sure on Pathfinder monsters. Okay, I know you're referencing something I said, but what? Oh, yeah, Thaumaturge Wand does. Yeah, you're right. It is not busted. It's not great. And that takes up one of your implements. Well, yeah, Yago, I do have potentially unbounded lifespans, but I didn't bring that up to what Zarquan said because this character is specifically innocent. They haven't lived a lot. We could still fit Psychic in there if we want to. I didn't mean to just shut you down, dude, man. How is the one thaumaturge busted? In what way? I don't read Reddit. So if there's something on Reddit that you're talking about, you could point us to it. They are but a minnow in a vast, deep world. I like the alluring lantern. Oh, yeah, Yagoi feats can be really cool, like natural mutagen and morphic strike. How would crawling form work with born of animal fish? I'm gonna flop on the ground. Yeah. That might not work so great at all. Yeah, actually, that's not very useful. Fish with legs? Oh, I agree. Creating off guard quickly, easily, and reliably every round is a big deal. Yeah, Eidolon can get spellcasting with feats. That's true. That's true. So the Eidolon itself, okay, so if you wanted to, you could move together and then both the Eidolon and the Summoner get 2 actions each? How does that work? No, they're just share actions. They get a total of 4 actions. Okay, so you could have the Eidolon cast a 2-action spell, and then the Summoner could cast a 2-action spell. I think. Is that only with move together? It's with tandem actions. I know that. I don't think that's casting a spell. I think that's only moving. Oh, yes, Breath Weapon. Of course, Breath Weapon. That's useful. Okay, so this character sort of fits the blaster. I guess it's like an off blaster. It's like not the... Okay, it's not an optimized blaster. But I would say that a Summoner with Starlit Sentinel functions at least as a ranged attack character and can function as a blaster. Because by the time we're done with it, they're going to have 3 focus points by 6th level. And they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. And I think the Starlit Sentinel offensive power is an area, isn't it? I don't know. Cone, line, cone, line, cone. Yes. 30-foot line or 15-foot cone. Yes. That's neat. Very neat. So it's going to do 3d10 in either a 30-foot line or a 15-foot cone. That's kind of a big deal by 6th level. To be able to like do that 3 times during a fight and then also have your dragon breathe acid or whatever. That's cool. So yes, this is a really good AoE character, a good ranged attack character. I can't say that they're an awesome blaster, but they can blast technically. They also have good strategy. It's this character is very useful for tactics in combat and AoE. So I'm gonna say that fills the blaster need, even though it's not quite perfect, because it's the only offensive caster we have so far, and they can do AoEs a lot. And all that was not considering any of the spells that they can cast. And they can choose from any school. Dragon, I think, though, is only arcane. Fine, they get Fireball. Great. Used Splash. It was not very effective. Magikarp. Then plus the Breath Weapon of Dragon, yeah, act together, just don't hit all the other melee people. Yeah, there's a lot of melee people. You are correct. Friendly Fire is just that, friendly reminders of trust and love. Well, it might be good if our next character has some way of preventing damage from friendly fire or healing allies. So if this character is going to be the leader, which I find adorable, then the foil to that, the inverse of that, would be a Lancer that, instead of having the innocent desire to help all people that they suffered from, the other person would be extremely experienced, sort of like a battle-hardened tactician. And maybe not Marshall, because we still have 3 Marshals. I just know. I don't know. I think I'm actually going to have to think about this one this week. Friendly reminders of trust and love. I trust my fireball will not kill you. And if you died from it, you didn't move fast enough. I trusted you and you let me down. Yes, fish are friends, not food. Yeah, the sprite would work for that. Oh, I am sorry, Trickster. This is part of a 5-man band creation. The first character that was created was a... Yeah. An awakened cat that can shapeshift into a bear that is a druid raised by wizards that has a magic hat. Anyway, um, basically, it is an awakened cat that can shapeshift into a large bear and wrestle people. It has the wrestler archetype, even though it's a druid. So it also has druid spells, and it has a mission to go find uh werebears, specifically one minotaur werebear, and kill it. Anyway, the second character is a swashbuckling Anati who kind of just likes making new friends and entertaining people and can do so very well. The third character is a sloth investigator. It still makes me laugh. I can't help it. Oh, a sloth investigator who is on a mission to recover his lost friend who used to be his intelligent item conveyance on his bakery route, providing baked goods to his people. So he's really just trying to go find his friend to go back home. Which kind of makes sense for a sloth, like just feels right. You know what? Since we're here talking about the PCs, I'm going to pull up the name for Mittens because it's really not just Mittens. There's your name. Holy fucking Christ. I wonder if I can paste this into chat. That's Mitten's name. Whew. Yes, sloth after bread. I like strawberry tarts. Yeah, Buddy Cop Magic Girl. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So then we just have one character left. And the sloth is the smart guy, so has all of the skills that require intelligence. And I have not uploaded the sloth character yet, but the other two are up already. And you can see in the swashbuckler Anati that I had skills left over. I just took stuff that didn't necessarily matter. So she also went a little bit into intelligence skills because she had +2 to intelligence. So why not? I need a better name for her than the silly name I came up with. Because, like, obviously with Mittens, we made a slew of names after the Zootopian one. Flash Slothington. What did that say? I was laughing. Warning something. I wonder if my stream is breaking up. I don't know. Alchemist cook that wants to test new foods on their friends. Yeah. It's going to go over real well. It's funny, actually, the most human creature in this party now, out of 4 characters, 5 creatures, 5, 6, because there's a wisp. The one that's the most human is the summoner's pet, the dragon, because it used to be human. It's the only human perspective in this group. Oh, thank you, Zarquan. Perfection. A healer and support buffer. We don't have a healer because the swashbuckler can help with fear. and has one focus spell that heals. It's not that great. And the druid is usually going to be busy, but could do after fight healing. So yeah, we don't really have. I mean, okay, if Mittens is in bear form and needs to heal somebody, sure, it can be done. But that's not the main purpose or even the secondary purpose of Mittens, the masked mangler. Oh, such a great character. Oh my god, you want to get into Animus, dude? That's so complicated. I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying, like, okay, you know what? The complication is on the back end of creating the fucking character sheet, which is my problem. So, okay, fine. We could do Animus next time. Uh, remember though that also, even though this fish character cannot take healing spells, their Starlit Sentinel powers let them heal. Three times in a fight. And I think basically unlimitedly after the fight. One creature, two actions, focus spell. One target regains 16 by her level 24 hit points. I think that's okay. We have after healing completely covered. We don't have during after combat healing. We don't have during combat healing. So I think the next character, that Lancer, should at least have some ability to heal in combat. So yes, we should lean more toward that way in some regard. It does not have to be the main focus, but they should be able to fire off a heal spell of some sort. I appreciate all you guys being here and doing this with me. It's fun. Rasmiran Priest archetype would also work because its healing is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It's so much bullshit that Swing Ripper has disallowed it in his games. I would say just go with it. Let it be bullshit. Yes, Rasmiran is fun. So is there anything that you guys want to add to these characters? Sorry, this character or any of the other characters that we built before we adjourn to next Friday? And there should be another Shining Kingdoms video coming out tomorrow. You don't need to have a Yagwai Starlit Sentinel. It's already a Yagwai. I have lots of room on the whiteboard. This fish does not have a name. What would you name this fish? Yeah, champions can heal. Mara?